Hi, what's going on? Spotted rabbits? Looks like you're the only one here. Oh my goodness. So tonight I wanted to talk to y'all about what's called personal physical security. Anaconda, good to see you. Um, Starting with the home. So I'm told that that can take forever. So I guess this could go on because I wanted home, car, travel, shopping, the whole everything, but we'll start with home. So, um, I mean, I know different people live in different areas and it's different everywhere, but my location is pitch black dark. So, is it better to have a bunch of lights out there to light up the outside so you can see them instead of them being able to see in so well? Or is it better to have it pitch black outside? Because then they can see clearly in your windows. So I hope that chat will. You think it's better to be dark outside? Mm, okay. Can you give a reason for that? I want to see what's coming at me. But at the same time, if it's dark, I can see where they would not be able to see the door locks or things that can make some noise or something like that. So with solar lights, yeah, I have some solar lights. Just don't know where to put them. And so then um, also I'm thinking about cameras. So should it be game cameras or any idea on what kind of cameras are best that you could watch from the inside? Because I am clueless on these things. And I invited some guests that might know, but they aren't here. Hey, Sharon, how are you doing? And I know there's a lot of single ladies here that live alone, and I just think that we all need to know what to do to stay safe. Use game cameras. They can make a Netflix murder film about you. Really? um, why is it so hard to be serious when you're so for home security? That's what I'm thinking. Lighting, cameras. Um, I bought this thing because I was told to buy it, and it's a it's a plate you put on your door. It's harder to kick in the door. It's just harder to bust through the door. So then you got your windows, and I like a lot of windows. So I have a lot of windows. And so those are pretty easy to go through. So I think if you can get the high little windows way up there is probably the best with windows. Hey, Meat Puppet and Marshmallow Man, good to see you. Hey, Spy Pond with solar for outside cameras. Those aren't mountains. No one here. Well, right now there's no one there. Hey Tom. Tuesday, Tom, it's good to see you. I need to write this stuff down. So if I'm quiet a minute, I'm really sorry, but I need to write this stuff down. For me, hope you ladies are listening and reading and getting this all too. Chuck, okay. Chuck was on here last night, Sharon. My front cameras. Big dog, I don't know. I bet the Ozark Mountains are beautiful. Called. Might help if I put it up here where I can see it. Huh? Choose a tone. Chinese. So it has to be plugged in with the electricity, Tom? It's not solar, or is it solar? Money. How do you say that? Still get the footage later. Yes, Meat Puppet, I agree with that. Because I have seen so many videos where they have caught people just because of a neighbor's camera or someone else's camera. And so I guess it is good to save it into the cloud. But do we know how long the cloud's going to last? I don't know. And is George coming on tonight? Don't believe George is coming on tonight. Eric, hello. It's good to see you. They do need electricity. Central unit wirelessly. Oh, okay. So it's like Bluetooth or something, I guess. Okay. Anaconda, Meat Puppet knows you. Okay. A taser. I have a taser. I've got a police flashlight that has a taser and has a flashing light and stuff. But that, so a taser, they're up close and personal by then. I'm talking before they even get into the house. I want to know what the best way is in the perimeter. And so I know things like, you know, really thin wire, a bell, uh, just stuff like that, where you can just, a lot of people put thorny bushes under their windows or pieces of wood with nails sticking up or um, just those kind of things. But okay, thank you, Tom. Wait, Tom, are you a mod? I don't think you are. I don't see a link. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find my YouTube channel to do this. There it is. Oh, you are a mod, Tom. Okay. Got to meet Puppet, I understand. And I'll do that, Tom. Thank you. Pyrenees dog. I've heard a lot of people say dogs are good to have to alert you if something's going on outside. I don't have any dogs. Century plant. Well, we have a lot of cactus. I don't have any under my windows, but I can transplant some cactus. I need to. Might be good to do. All right, Meat Puppet. I'm going to put the link out so you can come up and talk to me since nobody else will. You know those chickens. Tom, if you want to come up, please do. I will Google that or search for it on Amazon.
How are you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. How are you? Whoops. I didn't do that. Think you pushed the wrong button. Tell me if you need the link again. No, it should still be showing Meat Puppet. Thank you, Eric. So is there anything else you can think of for outside? Okay. I have a big dog yard, but there's no way to, so it doesn't come into the house. The people that I hired to do the stuff here didn't do a very good job, and they charged me like triple the price. That's another thing you need to worry about, is don't let people scam you, especially the ladies. They really take advantage of the ladies and older people, and just be aware of all that. Well, meat puppet. Goodness. Is it a connection thing?
You know what? I bet.
Are you having bad
I
internet?
think I know what the problem is. Hold on a second.
Okay. I know, apple dumpling. It's just, and so that's why I wanted to go over this, because we have so many more people coming into the country, and just, but everyday things that, wait, are you with us? Yeah, lights with motion sensors. That's what I'm thinking too. The only thing is, I have deer that come running through my yard, so that would set it off too. But I guess people would be more apt to go a different route if a light's all of a sudden shining on them. Maybe, hopefully.
Different browser.
Okay, so since I don't know anything else about homes,
Oh, okay.
to
Hey, there we go. There's voice now. I hear voice. What happened? Oh,
I don't.
I think I know what the problem was because I recently signed up for a VPN that allows me to run streaming services while connected to the VPN. So my guess is the VPN was causing some kind of issue. But I hear you good now. So
Okay, good. You have any other ideas about securing the home? I mean, we know
uh well, like I typed about
inside.
the, yeah, uh get a shotgun. That's always handy because that you just point and shoot. You don't have to aim. You just point and shoot. Uh, Fur babies are always helpful, aka dogs. The cameras are a good idea because some of them, even if they automatically upload to the cloud, like I mentioned, it still will have local storage in most cases for the video. And then the cloud is just like a backup in case something happens. No, but between cameras, the fur babies, some dogs, and a shotgun, you should be good. Maybe a couple shovels, a few friends who owe you favors. Preferably the kind that
Yeah, I
have
got that
hogs.
covered.
Yeah, hog farmers preferably, because you know, hypothetically
Yeah.
speaking, pigs will eat anything.
Yes, they will.
And, and if worse
Really
comes to
don't want a
worse,
dog.
You could always blame Rabbit. Worst comes to worst.
Blame Rabbit.
Yeah. Uh huh. I mean, why not?
I am. I am. I am. I'm gonna blame him a lot. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, and I think Anaconda typed earlier that I know him, but it doesn't. The name doesn't sound familiar. So
I'm. It does, but I don't know why. Anaconda
I
Ballad.
talked to a lot. I talked to a lot of people, and sometimes my memories are not as good as they probably should be because I talked to so many people. It's hard to remember people, but
Yes.
you know,
In Marshmallow Man, the cedar bushes are good, like you're saying, but we're all so allergic to cedar. I really don't want it around the house.
oh shit! Now I got to turn around because I was supposed to go north and I went east. Well, damn it. That's one thing I hate about the current season we're in, especially in Michigan. There's a lot of damn construction and it's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It's really,
Michigan.
really. Yep, I'm up in Michigan, up near Detroit. There's a lot of construction.
Oh wow.
Excuse me. I'm not up in the UP where George is.
Yeah. No.
Otherwise, I'd probably make time to stop
Toot the
by for a
horn.
few minutes. Yeah, I'd stop by for a couple of minutes, toot the horn, and say hello.
So I was gonna say toot the horn and see if Carl hears it.
Right. That would be pretty much the plan.
TGS bronze motion activated. Oh, that, okay. Thank you. Hi, Stuart. How are you, hon?
So, did you end up having some kind of break in the area or something lately? Is that what all the security things are for?
JW and
Or,
Harold Designers. Is that JW Survival? I used to be over there all the time. Maybe that's where I seen the name.
maybe that
And
that
Harold.
would that would that would make sense. Yeah, if
Yeah.
he was over on JW's channel,
Yes.
I've been over there a couple times, so maybe that's where I ran into
Yeah.
him.
A bunch. But JW, I used to watch him all the time when I first started in YouTube. Um, and I think Harold's the one that's no, no, I lied. That's Uper. Uper's in the UP. Yep, Uper. um, I'm sorry, you asked me a question. I'm all getting sidetracked.
No, I was just asking: is the security stuff you're getting just because you want to be prepared, or because there's been a lot of break-ins?
Well, um, there has been times when we have had some break-ins, break into mostly they break into the automobiles.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but okay, I say mostly like it's a lot, but it's not a lot. Like we've had maybe in the last 3 years, 5 vehicles broke into. I did have a vehicle broke into about 10 years ago. Excuse me. And we lived on a little cul-de-sac in a subdivision in the middle
Mm-hmm.
of town. So that was kind of surprising. But, um, well, there was a field next to it with horses. But um, I don't know. It just surprised me that my vehicle got broke into and one of my daughter-in-laws, when she was there visiting, hers got broke into.
Hmm.
So it's, I mean, it can happen anytime. And
Sure.
um, since we've seen videos of what some people are saying that they want to do, or suppose there was a reason for all the able-bodied men or um, people, I don't know, 17 to 40, kind of taken to another part of the world. That leaves a lot of people alone too,
Sure.
women and children. And that's the thing, is this whole thing in YouTube from the beginning, protect the children.
Right.
And
As one
um,
should.
so I have my granddaughter a lot, and
Let's see if there's an
yeah,
easy re-entry ramp to here. It looks like there is.
I want to make sure to keep them safe. Christmas is coming up, and we've all heard the stories of what happens during that time. People are
Sure.
looking for people that are Christmas shopping, and when they get to their car, they
They
jack their
still jack their stuff, yeah?
it, and that's the minimal thing that can happen to you in that situation. It could be there's been kidnappings, there's been um, trafficking, there's been all kinds of
All
things
kinds
going
of,
on.
sure.
Yes, and so that's um, that's why I wanted to cover a whole lot of it. Is um, the home, the car, the travel, the shopping. Because
Sure.
even if you break down on the side of the road, if you're a woman by yourself, you break down on the side of the road, who are you going to trust? You know, because I've even seen where police that pull up are not really police, or
Right.
and we've seen that there's bad cops, good cops. You, it's so crazy out there
Let me
right
try
now.
that. Give me
You
one
just
second
don't
here. I
know.
gotta try to get a turnaround here. Even though I probably should do it, it's not like a super busy section where I'm at, so I'm gonna take a second to turn around. But one thing I know to watch out for when you're out shopping, uh, is look for like white zip ties on if you've got like a four-door car. Sometimes you'll see like the white zip ties on the car for the door
Mm-hmm.
handle, which signifies someone who's alone and vulnerable in the case of trafficking. Is more or less what
And
that's tied to.
so,
Crap.
who would it be alerting?
Well, basically, if say something like that happens and you're not paying attention, then that alerts whoever's watching the car that if they see it move, then they know, okay, that person's paying attention. And maybe they're not as vulnerable as I thought they were, and they'll move on to the next target. Where if it's still there a few days later, then they know, okay, we can go after this person.
And so that's another thing, is more community involvement, more um, nosy neighbor syndrome, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
We should all be looking at our neighbors' homes often too, and making sure that we don't see anything unusual. If I'm in a cul-de-sac again, and
Right.
so if a vehicle comes on my road, and there's only a couple of houses on it, but we take notice, and
Right.
because it is unusual for a vehicle to come on my road. And hey, random, good to see you. So, um, Where was I going with that? We need to, and that's that's another thing too. I don't know how other people are, but um, if I see something happening to somebody, I'm jumping in, and I know it could be stupid and I could lose my life over it, but at least I tried. It's just seeing things happening and people just pull out their camera to video it. It makes me absolutely furious, and
Well,
that
no, I'm
nobody
with you
stepped
because,
up.
like, look, I get some people are going to record, but if you got time to record, why aren't you trying to help instead of record?
Yes, because there's a lot of, believe it or not, Meat Puppet, there's a lot of people that just don't care. And
Yeah, no, I get
that's
it.
where we have right now.
I mean, they're. I get it to an extent. Certain things, I don't give a shit. You, I don't care. But in a situation like what we're discussing, if I'm able to jump in, yeah, I'm gonna screw recording. I'm gonna jump in. Now, if it's something beyond my control, I know I'm not gonna be able to be very effective. Okay, maybe I'll pull out a phone to record the person to try to get a description of who did what for law enforcement and let them handle it. But it, if it's within reason, if I can help, I will. Otherwise,
Yeah. And even if it, and sometimes it helps to do that though. If,
sure.
um, if you can't get there in time to help them and they're driving away, take a picture of the license plate. If you take a picture of the whole vehicle, but the license plate for sure.
Sure.
Um, if you can get a picture of the person, if you can, I
Yeah.
don't know, throw a rock at them, whatever you need, whatever you can do.
Right.
I can understand that anaconda. That's and that's where I thought I was going. I thought I would be living on a hill with not anyone really close by and everyone kind of knowing, but um, for some reason it gets safer to be right where I'm at, and I haven't figured that out yet, except for that I have the community here where um, there's places to go that are
Right.
deep in.
No, I mean,
There's
being in the community, it's good and bad. It's good in the sense that there's people close by, but depending on the situation, it could be not necessarily a good thing either. It just depends on the situation. But again, that's where being armed with like even just a shotgun would be helpful.
never seen it, and you're in Arizona. Yeah, I remember years ago, even when we were out shopping, there was this thing. Um, you know how people, well, I don't know if you know, but years ago, people would come up and they're trying to sell you perfume, and they're in the parking lots of like a Walmart or a big
Sure,
store, and
I
so
I, I
they're
remember
like, well,
that.
tell,
Yeah, some of them still
and
do it. They'll sell the perfume. I think now most of the time it's candy or candy, perfume, or shoes, more or less. Excuse me. But yeah, I
but
know what you're talking about. Yeah.
hey, Elaine. And so then, but I started hearing even way back then that it wasn't perfume in the bottles. It was, if you smelt it, it would knock you out. Or and so you're talking candy now. That's even crazier because with all the
Well,
fent
some of the ones
that's
that are
been
selling the
coming
candy,
across.
yeah, no, some of it that's selling the candy is legit people just trying to do fundraisers. Uh, uh, but
Right.
that's
And
not to say that there aren't some unscrupulous people who are trying to do other things and maybe slip something into candy.
yes, that's I had Girl Scouts for 15 years, and
Oh,
so
that's a
we
big.
were always selling Girl Scout cookies. And but
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, it
yeah.
just depends
I
on who it
still
is,
buy.
I guess.
I still buy. I've got friends that have kids that sell Girl Scout cookies, and so I usually, if I'm around about the time they start doing orders, I'll put an order in, buy 4 or 5 boxes of cookies or something.
Yeah, and a lot of people wouldn't even buy the cookies. They were like diabetic or just watching
Sure.
their weight, whatever it was. They didn't want the cookies, but they
Yeah.
wanted to help out. And
I'm
so
working towards being a
that
low fat
many,
truck driver, so I'll take all the cookies I can get.
yes. Well, that money we so this used to be, they don't allow it anymore, but um we could donate cases of cookies for the military troops and send them overseas to wherever they were. And
Right. You
so
care
that's what
packages
we would do.
typically. Yeah.
Yes. I would send at least 13 cases a year just from
Would
my
they
troop.
did it, so
And so,
do they still allow that in general, or just no to certain things like cookies?
no, that they're changing all of that so much. Okay, everybody's worried about this digital thing. Well, it's already being done. It's even being done in the Girl Scouts where you can order your cookies online, and
Hmm.
um, barcodes. Everything is being done with barcodes, and um, it's everything's going digital, and
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
it's already being.
And the reason it's going digital so they can track your location and what you do all the time.
Yes, and yeah, kind of
Yeah.
what you're spending on, your
Yep.
habits,
All of
in
that.
every.
Yep.
And that's another thing. When you leave your home,
It's all about control.
just change up your route. Yes, if you go for walks, if you go running, whatever, change up your routine. Don't keep it the same. Um, because yeah, people will study your habits.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised Rabbit or
Where
Check
is
or
it?
somebody hasn't popped on. I know I caught the tail end of your stream yesterday, I think it was.
I was um a little. George was on a roll.
Yeah, no, George gets on a roll from time to time.
Yeah, California Costco, 2 p.m. on a Saturday, parked up front. No one said a thing, and they weren't scared. CHP, electric.
Ooh, Five Guys restaurant.
Too many illegals to investigate. Isn't that something?
Yeah, I mean they're not wrong though. There's
I'm
definitely a lot of them coming through the southern border. It's got more holes in a crackhead's pocket.
yeah, but that our police departments are not doing anything about.
No,
things that are
They
going
should
on,
be,
and
and
that's where I don't care if I live in the city limits or not. I will call the sheriff's office. Police department, those officers are changing constantly for some reason. It it's big turnover. Sheriff's department is steady, and um, he chooses really well. So if I have any issues at my home or on the road or anything, I'm calling the sheriff.
yeah, of course they know where my truck is. And
And
well,
what?
what's your?
What?
I'm talking to Anaconda here. He typed in the chat that they know where my truck was. I'm like, they do. And
Hmm. Well, yeah, you, because you're working for a company, aren't you?
yeah, no, absolutely. I work for a company. They track the location. Well, not they can track the location. They don't actively monitor the location. They just because I run dedicated routes. They say, all right, go here, pick up the load, run it up here, empty back, and then we'll have you pick up another load, run back out. Okay. As far as anybody else, they
But they don't have.
if government or whoever's tracking it and they know where my truck is, well, good for them. But them knowing where my truck is and doing something about it are two different things.
True. They know where all of us are.
Yep, they,
I
they spent a
saw
long
this
time
news.
monitoring all our communications and emails and everything else.
Yes. Hey, Benjamin. I saw this news piece today. Let me pull it up. um, I can't even find it to know what they know where you are.
If you had it up earlier, just check your history in your browser.
No, I've got it all right here, but I can't
Oh,
see why I.
is Streamlabs not letting you pull it up or something?
No, I've got it. I just can't see which one triggered that. What thought that
Oh,
triggered?
I
Shopping
see.
cart. That's not it. I don't know, but oh, yes, I do. So this man, find it. I just saw it. So this is in Gaza, and I
Yeah.
can't go to it. Well, anyway, he's in Gaza, and
Hmm.
he got a call from um, Israeli intelligence, gave him some name, and they said um, evacuate now. But they were fixing to do something to one of the buildings and told him to evacuate the building. At least they got a
Sure.
call to evacuate and get out of harm's way. But um, he's a doctor, but they knew all of his kids' names. They knew his name. They knew his phone number. Just called him up. Hey, get this place
Right.
evacuated. And even when his phone died, then one of his neighbors that was close by called them to talk to him. And
Right.
so there's no hiding. People can think they're off grid in the middle of the woods, completely safe. And I just, I don't think so.
Well, it's one of those things. Sure, you could do all that and have your phones in little Faraday bags that they sell, but if you're off grid like that out in the woods and they want to find you, they'll find you. They can use infrared on the drones or satellite maps or whatever.
And
It
that's
wouldn't take much for them to find you if they really want to.
the equipment they have is far beyond anything we have.
Oh, you don't know the
Yes.
half of it. Uh,
I
I heard one story once upon a time that said more or less that exact same thing. The technology they got sitting back on the shelf is far more advanced than they're letting on.
yes. Yes. Skeletal movements in the home. What you're doing. Habits. Stuff. They know. Well, that's an odd sounding noise.
Oh, that's well, the new semi truck I drive has that lane departure thing. So if you're driving and the wind hits the side of your giant billboard, aka the trailer, uh, it'll move you to one side or the other, and when you do, it'll make that little sound you just heard. Now that sound
Oh,
annoys
okay.
the hell out of me a lot, mostly because I keep it straight when I'm driving in the lanes, but on a super windy day, it'll try to blow me off the road most days. So I usually just hit a button and disable the sound because it's just annoying. Not that I ever rarely need to use it a lot. I just like to have it disabled because when I do hear it, it's annoying. Kind of like
Wait.
Baby Shark. I heard Baby Shark. That song, I hate it with a passion.
Everyone
And not
seems
just
to.
not just a little bit. I mean a lot. I don't know what it is.
It's
It's
one
the
of your
first time I heard. It's just one of the. It's almost like a trigger, but not really. I mean, the first time I heard the song, like not even 3 seconds in, I heard it. I'm like, I hate it. I don't ever want to hear it. Don't ever play it. Because I got nieces and nephews and whatever. So,
Yep.
my sister-in-law tries to be funny. I'm like, I play that Walter when she tries to be funny online on the social media with that. I'm like, I'll play the John Goodman Walter meme that's it, where he's cocking back the handgun and he's like, yeah, go ahead and play Baby Shark one more time. I don't know what it is about the song. I just can't stand it. I don't know.
So you wouldn't do well whenever they're playing a repeating, annoying,
Oh, I don't mind
drive
the
you
repeating and
crazy.
I don't. Oh well, I'm already a little crazy anyway, so I don't mind the playing the repeating songs. I grew up listening to Lamb Chop, the song that never ends. Whatever. The repeating annoying songs don't bother me. It's just that one specific Baby Shark. I hate it. It annoys me. All the other ones, I could care less. Play it on repeat till the tape player destroys. Whatever. Have fun.
Even Barney,
Huh?
even Barney.
Yeah, Barney, I don't mind. I used to do a parody instead of "I love you." It was "I hate you, you hate me." Something about hitting him out the tree with a grenade or something. I don't remember all of it, but so all that other stuff, Teletubbies, all that other nonsensical stuff, I don't mind. I can tolerate it, whatever. It's just that one song.
Yep.
I'm really surprised we don't have more people up on band. I thought for sure Rabbit and Chuck would be here for sure.
Yeah, been deserted again. um,
Well, Rabbit's probably out in the backyard with the chickens and the goats, probably. Chuck's
probably.
probably
Yep.
busy doing
A lot of
housework
people
or
do
something.
work. Yes. So, what Anaconda said here, absolutely. Satellite.
Yep. That
Elaine,
is that is true. With the satellites and all that,
can,
if they want to find you, they can find you.
yeah, excuse me.
If everybody's got Rabbit on their friends list,
Fif-
so or something, send him a message. Tell him to get his crazy self in here. I thought for sure Devil Dog or somebody else would be, or even Camo Carl. I haven't heard from him in a minute.
It's called the Ace of Spades. 53-footer. Did you say your truck is 53 feet?
From the nose of the truck to the back of the trailer is about 70 feet approximately. Just the trailer itself is
Mm,
53. From the nose of the trailer to the back of the trailer is 53 feet. The bobtail or power
yeah.
unit, whatever you would want to call it, that's about another 20 feet, approximately, about 10 feet wide for the trailer and the truck.
Excuse me. Yes.
So,
Ace of
and
Spades.
that's a song, I
Mm.
believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Elaine, that's right. Chuck did have his anniversary last night, and so
Oh, I didn't know last night was his
maybe
anniversary.
there's
I'll have to, I'll have
yes.
to send him a message when I get parked up here in about 10 or 15 minutes. I'll send him a happy belated anniversary. I didn't know that was his anniversary. He sent me some crazy little
I
message
didn't
on
either.
Facebook. Yes, he sent me a Facebook message yesterday. If I'd have known, I'd have said something yesterday, but I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know. And then he was up here, and he said, "I guess Vicky had just got home from work. Well, I'm gonna go spend time with my wife for our anniversary." And I'm like, "Anniversary? Happy anniversary?" I had no clue.
Right? No, I didn't either. But I'll shoot him a message and tell him I'm just a few miles from where I'm parking for the night. So I'll shoot him a happy belated anniversary. Um,
Yeah.
if I'd have known, I'd have for sure sent him one yesterday, but I had no idea. Oh, excuse me. It's like we're getting a little bit of rain over here in Detroit.
Cool.
Yeah, a little bit. It gets a free truck with trailer war, so
So back to the security thing. You're a truck driver.
I am.
When I was growing up, when I was growing up, um, for some reason, truckers were very trusted, and
Yeah, they were
so
called the Knights of the Highway.
yes, and so when we were traveling, we were always following behind a trucker. Um,
Yep.
they got the CVs, they know what's going on. I did have one that came to my rescue once when I had a blowout on my car, and
Hmm.
he pulled over and changed my tire for me and everything. Um, and also hitchhikers were would rather go with truckers. Do you feel that that's changed?
Um, it has a little bit because they we still stop, not necessarily as much because most of us are company drivers and don't always have time to stop. Um, as much as like say we would have to, or like to stop to help.
Hmm.
Typically, the ones you see stopping nowadays are owner ops, or if they are company drivers and they're stopping, it's because they've got extra time on the load, or they'll make time, stop, give someone a hand. Uh, Hitchhiking, they don't necessarily do that as much, picking them up as much as they used to, mostly because of insurance companies don't want to cover the hitchhikers if you pick them up
I
and,
can
and something
understand.
and something happens, then they don't want to.
But even you have to not trust the person hitchhiking.
Sure.
Even this was years ago. My grandmother and grandfather, it was a woman and her son. And so they thought, okay, totally safe, a mother and son.
Hmm.
And they picked him up and um, they put both of them in the back seat and they kept getting leaning forward and getting closer to my grandmother and grandfather, both of them together, the mother and son. And my grandmother was like, she had a really bad feeling about it. So all she did was open the glove compartment.
Hmm.
But then they backed up and sat back in their seats and they took them where they wanted to, or she took them to the nearest convenience store, I think, and told them, this is as far as we're taking you, and let them
Right.
out. But so you know why she opened the glove compartment so they could
Right.
see.
To make him, either she
Yeah,
had a handgun or she wanted
yeah,
them to think she did.
yeah. And so that's it. It's just gotten so hard to
Trust
know.
anybody. Yeah.
Yes, and it's sad. It is so sad.
No, it really is, because a lot of us still would love to be able to stop and help people all the time. Most of us. There are still a few bad seeds in every bunch, obviously, but for the most part, most of us out here wouldn't mind at all. But
Oh,
between the insurance companies and
mm,
and a few bad apples that we may pick up and try to help, it's kind of ruined it for everybody.
it has.
What really uh, annoys me, what I really wish we could do, and some states you can, some you can't. You have to kind of be careful.
Right.
I think all truckers should be allowed with their FOID cards or some kind of attachment to their license, where we should be able to carry concealed carry across all lower 48. Period. End of story. We should be able to stay armed at all times.
Yes, you should. Just like a
Now,
convenience worker or any of
convenience
them.
store clerk, yep, absolutely. They are usually armed. At least that's my assumption, anyway.
Yes. Around here they are.
But yeah, I think we definitely should be. I usually carry a handheld 3 pound sledgehammer and a pocket knife, and you know try to make do with that.
Um,
But I would much prefer to be able to get a firearm.
yes.
If I could ever get extra money saved up for the one I want. But even just something basic like a 9 mil Glock, if I could carry something like that all the time, that'd be great.
Tractor Supply has this really neat little tool. Uh, on one side, it's got a hammerhead, and
Hmm.
then on the other side, it's got a little, and it's sharp. It is really sharp. And it's kind of cheap and
Hmm.
not bad for whatever you need.
Yeah,
My mother, she used to carry a little baseball bat, the little miniature baseball bats.
yeah,
She'd
the
carry,
tire thumpers. Uh huh. Yep,
yep,
I'm familiar with those.
yeah.
My tire thumper's a handheld 3 pound sledgehammer that also works really good if I need to. One of the trailer doors doesn't want to cooperate when I'm trying to close it. then I can always use that hammer to give it some persuasion.
Yes, there you go.
Or if somebody's dumb enough to pull a weapon and they're not dumb enough to, shoot first and try to whatever, then I'm going to charge them with a hammer and let an ambulance or Jesus sort it out.
Worked on Pelosi, didn't it?
Finally done for the day.
Battery operated chainsaw. Is there such a thing?
There
What's a
is.
what's a red eye radio?
Red Eye Rodeo. Oh shit.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure what they mean, but if they mean what I think they mean, oh, that's great.
Red eye radio. CV?
Hey, Apple Dumpling, are you referring to the when you say that? Are you referring to like a blanket party, if you will, kind of rodeo? Is that what you're hitting at?
I don't know. I put CB radio because I do need one of those.
Yeah, CB radio. I need to get one of my personal truck and get it hooked up. Um,
That is always good to have, especially if you're having to travel at night or alone.
well,
Or
in my personal truck, I don't do a lot of driving around per se because I do so much of it during the week with work. But I do a little
Mhm.
bit of local driving, not a whole lot. I usually keep it to less than 40 miles, or maybe I'll do an hour trip if I want some jalapeno cheesy bread or something.
Yes, and if you're traveling alone and an officer is trying to pull you over, especially if it's at night, I call in to the dispatch and I tell them that I'm not feeling safe, or if I have kids in the car or whatever it is, and that I will pull over at a public place, and then we do that. Wait until we see a convenience store or something and pull into the parking lot there. And they'll notify the officer. They're supposed to notify the officer and let them know that that's what you're doing, that you're not like trying to outrun them or anything.
Well, and they can also tell you if there's actually an officer in that area, and then okay, it's safe to pull over or not.
Yes. And if it's an actual officer. Yes.
But Anaconda, you can get. I think on Amazon they've got some of those Bofang style ham radios that you can get on Amazon for about $80, I think.
Yes, I
But
have
but
those
but for that one, you need a license to legally operate it.
to talk on it. You can
Yeah,
listen, receive, but to talk on it,
can't
you're
talk, right?
supposed to have a license. It's the same with the scanners that we had at the fire from the fire department. We could carry them around and we could hear all the time, but we couldn't talk unless it was directly to the fire department that had a separate channel.
Hmm.
So it seems like with the bow thing, even if you had a friend and told them to get on this channel that's not used by anybody, you would be able to do that without worrying.
Yeah, yeah.
Seems like it.
Ugh.
Hmm. A flare gun. That is a good idea. That's true. It's not illegal. And you should have one anyway driving a truck.
A BB gun, and depending on if it where you're at and what the local laws are, you can get a BB gun.
And it is good to have on a boat if you get stuck out in the middle of somewhere and need help.
Yeah, flare guns are good for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, you got the whole deal.
Show for truckers. Oh, okay. Oh, I do have satellite radio. I listen to channel 146 on Sirius XM uh, a bunch. He says no blanket party.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. See, he said red. I thought he was talking about some kind of blanket party. That was what came to my brain, but I have violent tendencies.
No blanket party. Got it.
Okay, sleeper.
You know, those airsoft are pretty powerful.
Well, I was going to say some of those
I've seen
BB
it.
guns and airsoft can put out
Yes.
a decent amount of damage. So yeah, you can, as long as you're over the age of 13, you can in most states. Well, I don't know about most states, but I know in the state I live in, as long as you're more than 13, you can.
Yes. Here you can sell them at the grocery store. It's crazy. You can get those just anywhere.
Well, except for the BB guns, you have to like spray paint it all like neon orange or something, just so they know it's not a normal weapon. It's just
I thought it was just the
um,
tip. Is it all of it?
a BB gun or something. Well, and most BB guns have, in some cases, have orange tips on them, but
Yeah.
um,
I know my daughter's looks very real.
oh, looks like Mr. McDonald is dropping a new video on Friday. Nice.
Let's see what else was there.
An M203 airsoft grenade launcher.
And just keep an eye on vehicles if they look like they're following you, or if you're in a store and you keep seeing the same person.
Well, and having some kind of tracker on your vehicle for your sake in case they try to steal your car. Find somewhere to hide a tracker,
And
or
what's
whether it's like an AirTag or a normal GPS tracker. If you can hide it in the right spot,
yeah,
most of them
they have
aren't going to find it.
1-inch disc that you can put on anything. Um, darn it, what was I just thinking about? Was a watch if people are following you. I lost it. Nothing new there.
Well, if people are following you, just don't go back to your place. Go to like the police station or
Yeah,
fire department or grocery store or something.
cattle prod is good.
Yeah, cattle prod would get somebody's attention. Yeah.
Yes. My mother actually keeps one by our back door right now to persuade cats to stay off of her porch and eat her cat's food. The stray cats stay away. It's crazy. Darn it, I wish I could remember what I was thinking about. Mm, I don't know, it was something you said. I don't know. car, travel, shopping.
12-gauge flamethrower ammo. That's it.
That sounds fun.
I was saying it sounds interesting. I've never heard of it, but I might Google it later.
Yep. I remember when it's been a couple of years, people were talking about the zombies, and they were saying that the only thing that would take them out was a flamethrower. And so Twinenda
and
was, I need that.
the,
I need that. I can say
the
it's for the driveway to get the snow out of the driveway.
right, that'd be the excuse to have it. Is it clears my driveway? I don't have to shovel or nothing. I just hit it with a flamethrower.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I don't.
We
The whole
did to
zombie
see.
thing that you just get a sharp sword and cut their head off, or machete, whatever.
Oh my
Well,
goodness. Yeah. But the thing is to try not to be violent. I mean,
mm,
try. And um
I try not to, but I used to have a decent amount of patience, but then because I used to do a lot of customer service work before I started trucking, so I had a decent amount of patience.
yeah.
But it had its limits. But now after driving for almost just over 9 years, my patience has gone from halfway decent to I'm going to need bail money. I go from zero to I need bail money pretty quick.
Yep. And apparently if you live in a city, don't stand in a crowd out in the front yard or in front of anything. Oddly,
Oh.
my daughter, when she went to New Orleans, she was sending me pictures, and she sent me one picture, and it's nighttime, and she's got this yellow python draped on the back of her neck, hanging down.
Mardi Gras.
I'm like, what are you doing? No, it wasn't even Mardi Gras. Apparently, there's
Oh,
this
okay.
man that walks around and I'll let you hold my snake for $20. Well,
Mm-hmm.
she said no, but he put it on her anyway. And then he kept following her around saying, you owe me $20. So,
Yeah, that's like those guys in if you're in Times Square, they're like the naked cowboy and some of the uh, dressed up character people. They'll walk around and do some stuff like that, trying to get you to take a picture so they can charge you a bunch of money.
mm-hmm. It's the things people come up with.
I mean, if the snake story, if she'd have said no, I'd have just told her like, look, I already told you no. You stop following me, I'm gonna hit you with a taser and then pick your twitching body up off the street.
Yeah, shouldn't have any business going there anyway. It was a vacation. It was for fun.
Oh, excuse me.
Dragon's breath. Hmm?
Oh, we talking about the dragon's breath ammo. Okay, yeah. Those are fun.
Mm, I've never heard of it.
It's kind of like a tracer round, but a lot more fiery.
No. Okay. I don't know. canes. I always have a cane in my car.
Well, they have some canes that are swords, the cane swords.
Mm-hmm.
So if you
They
need
have some.
a little something you walk around, you carry a cane sword.
Mm-hmm. My mother has one too. And that's another thing. When you're out like that, you never know what they're going to have either. And the thing with the zip ties, not a lot of people carry around zip ties. Um, I mean, I
No,
did.
but
In the back of my car, there's zip ties because I have actually, one has been used to repair my car. So they're useful.
right. But you're not. You're my point with that was you're not gonna have it, stuck to your one of your door handles or something.
Right. Well,
Or
I
if
have,
you see like another one that is real popular lately, besides the zip tie to the door, is you'll see like a $10 bill or $100 bill or even a $1 bill. They'll lace it with fentanyl or something, fold it up, and then you got to pick it up and open it. And next thing you know, you're passed out and wake up somewhere else.
yes, don't pick up money off the ground.
Or if it's stuck under your wiper blade, just leave it. Start your car. Don't turn your wipers on. Drive somewhere else, and then when you get home, then pick it up.
Patrick Kelly, good to see you. And thank you for that. um, what were we just talking about? When I reach
Oh,
lose my train of thought because they're
yeah,
saying good stuff there.
yeah. No, I was just commenting about the.
That's right. Do you know the hand signal for if somebody's in trouble?
Yeah. It's the
And
you put your hand down and your thumb across your fingers or something like that.
it's your thumb in your palm and then your fingers over your thumb.
Yeah, or at least up flush
And
against
so,
your thumb, kind of thing. Yeah.
yes. And because I have seen videos where they've done that, where they'll bust out the tail light and they'll stick their hand out and do that and be rescued, or
Right.
in stores or
Yeah,
hunts.
they'll make that hand sign, or they'll put a like some kind of dot or tear or something on the back of their hand with ink as a sign of being abused or something.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was a dot or a teardrop, uh, but you can Google that or search it and find something that would tell you what it is for sure.
It's good to see you, Lily. Yeah. And
I'm so
babies, I just, if you see a baby, grab it and take care of it. Um, I
yeah.
keep seeing things. We got an Amber Alert yesterday with a 9-month old. It was El Paso. May have been this morning that I got it. Because we were just talking. I was just telling Chuck. Have you noticed I haven't seen any Amber Alerts lately? We used to get them at least once a week, and now it's. I was looking
I,
back when I got that one this morning, and
I
it's
see
been
those endangered persons information on the digital billboards from time to time going down the highway.
and what does that mean? Endangered person.
And it could be someone like an Amber Alert type situation, or it just could be a confused person who got lost and they're looking for them.
Oh, okay, so that would be like a silver alert.
Yeah, yeah, same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Some states
Yes.
will say silver alert. Some will say endangered person if it's a more abusive type situation.
Uh, I knew a couple here. The man, he took off in the vehicle, and um, so everyone was out looking for him in the area. And then uh, his wife got a phone call, and he was in Austin. Didn't even know how he got there. So there's no telling where all he had been. But um, so that happens too.
Yeah.
That's why I worry about my mama, because her memory is not real good anymore, like mine. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing where you kind of make like some kind of find a way to make a Apple AirTag into a necklace or something, and kind of hide it, and then tell her you got her a new necklace and let her wear it so you can, if she wanders off and you can't find her, then you can just use the AirTag.
That's a good idea. Good idea. Yeah, because I've seen them where they've sewn them into kids' backpacks or um, stuck it in between the sole and
Yeah, the coats or the shoe or the yeah.
yeah.
Hey, Lee J.
So, can you think of anything to do to windows on a home to make them?
Uh,
I know that there's some kind of a screen thing that you can
well,
put
you could, well, as in like more privacy, more energy efficient, or
more
because
less.
they do sell the energy efficient windows that you can get.
Yeah, I've got those, but I'm talking about where they're not as easy to break.
Oh,
There's some.
look, okay, more resistant. The only way I can think of right now, off the top of my head, to do something like that would be bullet resistant glass,
Ooh, that's
which
talking a
is
lot of.
that's a lot of dinero.
Yes, but
Um,
I had seen somewhere where someone mentioned a screen thing that you could buy, maybe a roll of it, or
but
can't remember what it's
what would
called.
the what would putting that on your windows do though? What would?
It makes it to where the glass doesn't break.
Oh, I got you. So you kind of like glue it
Bars for
to
your
like the
window.
whatever for your window or what have you, and then it keeps it like turning it into like a safety glass or something.
Yes,
Because you could do the bars for your window, but then if your house is on fire and you need to jump out a window, you can't because you put bars on it. So that's a bad idea.
yes, that's um. My daughter had put that on my granddaughter's window so she wouldn't sneak out like she did when she was young.
Sure.
So all these renegade kids, they they do things because they know how they were. I guess it's a good thing that they learn what to do to make their kids more safe. Um, and that's if there's kids in the house, always a latch way up high on the exit doors so that they can't just take off wandering around because kids tend to do that. I had one that did it.
Yeah, kids do that a lot. Yeah.
Yes. And then you got CPS. Worst organization. I think it, but it, well, maybe not the worst, but it's one of the bad ones. Yeah, not bars on. But, I mean, it is good, but if there is a fire, fire extinguishers always have fire extinguishers. That's another thing I need to get.
Yeah, I've got a fire extinguisher in one of the side compartments on my truck.
And those are pretty good at slinging, you know, if
Yeah,
you
if I
need.
needed to swing it at somebody, I technically could, sure. I still prefer this handheld 3 pound sledgehammer, but that's just because I have violent tendencies. I'd rather hit him with a handheld sledgehammer,
Oh my goodness.
make him really suffer.
Look what David did with a slingshot.
Yeah, he was pretty skilled with that. Yeah.
I like slingshots. It got me in a lot of trouble, but I still like them. One way
Yeah.
class, see out, I can't see in. Yeah. Um, one of my daughters, well, anyway, we had to put plexiglass in a window, and they said that she would not be able to break it or go through it or anything. So, um, I don't know how strong it is, but for a 4-year old, they were pretty confident that she never broke it again or tried to go through it. And I mean, literally through it. Crazy times raising kids.
Well, I'm not sure if raising kids is easy, but
It's not. I mean, I've I loved every minute of it. Well, maybe not every minute, but I wouldn't have changed anything. But 6 was difficult at times. But for the most part, they were good. They were good kids. It helped to have a homemade paddle or belt hanging around your neck. You know, the threat is always there. Ultra thin window alarm. That's a good idea. Glass break alarm. That's easier. Just take a screenshot of it. I thought that I couldn't get back into my chat. All this time I've been going back to videos and I'm like, why can't I go back to the chat? There's links in there that I want to grab, and somebody told me because I use a phone to do it, um, if you swipe it to the left where the comments are, like when you shut down a video and you can make comments after it's over, if you swipe that to the left, then it shows the chat
hmm
that was there. Never would have found it. Didn't know it was that easy, but because I was pushing all kinds of buttons trying to get the chat to come up and it just wouldn't. Yes, wooden spoons were amazing. I have a crock pot with them on my kitchen counter right now still. keep your butcher knives hid where you know where they are, but somebody else wouldn't. You know the inside of your house better than some stranger. So it's best to keep all the lights off inside for sure, because you'll be able to get around, but they won't. And I learned that when I lost my eyesight and just went straight to my daughter's room on the other side of the house, walking around furniture and everything. And I do just the opposite when I'm here alone, though. I leave all the lights on. I have the music blaring so that they won't know when I'm asleep. And I guess that's another technique also, is to make them think that you're awake. But I also always have something beside me. My kids are learning, don't come through the door without announcing yourself. Did I lose you, Meat Puppet? I think I lost Meat Puppet. Well, y'all have been a big help. Now I'm going to have to look that up, Patrick. Seems like I've heard the word Kevlar. Curtains, blankets, and tapestries. There you go, Astua. That's. I know, I keep thinking I should get a big dog. But it's so much work. The 5-year-old is draining me. She was wound up today. And I don't think I'm, um, what's the word for it? I can't sound commanding enough to really train a dog. I think that that's my biggest problem is I have to learn how to talk like that lady on Police Academy. Oh, that's where I've heard of it. Okay, thank you, Patrick. I didn't know that they made tapestries. Wow, that's good to know. Just, I questioned how to secure my home better because I am so close to a highway. And then I was like, I really want to do a live on this because um, there are so many single women and living alone, and um, a lot of them, it looks like pretty good sized houses. And so I just thought this would be a good live to have, to just home safety, physical safety, And that means your health too. Keep your health up. Do what you need to do. Be healthy, stronger. Um, and just little things can help make you stronger. Just um, got me a mat to start doing some yoga on for my back and strengthening my back muscles. Because once you strengthen those back muscles, then it eases the pain of whatever's going on back there. Actually, crim safe. I'll do that, apple dumpling. Thank you. I'm gonna wait up and sleep. I won't say anything. Winston, that may be it. Thank you, Patrick. I'll ask him about that. Well, can you men think of anything else that you'd like to share with the ladies? Us ladies? That would help in any way? Yeah, I read an article today. This man, um, I guess there was a custody battle. So, because at first I was like, oh man, he got caught. But then after reading through the whole article, I was like, oh, okay, well, I don't know the situation, but it sounded like it was a custody battle. But this man had his 4-year-old daughter, and um, authorities were going to come and remove her from the home, and he hit her behind a piece of wood in the closet, nailed, and but they're not being real serious with him. His bond was like $5,000. So he had to have been arrested. First, they were saying no arrest was made, but I think they did an update. And so, anyway, don't try that. I'm just saying it didn't work. Trying to hide your kids from that's a tough call for me. I would love to have a German Shepherd, but I wouldn't know how to train it really and truly. But, and I know they hear everything. They know, and just their presence is intimidating. Thank you, Apple Dumpling. I'll check into that. Hi, Rich Venner. How are you doing? Well, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and close this one down. If y'all don't have any other suggestions, and if you do, leave them in the comments after it's over. I would greatly appreciate if anybody watches it later to leave comments. Oh, Gainesville, Texas. Yay, Texas. Cool. I don't think you're very far from me, actually. Yes, sample dumpling. All right. Well, I am going to close this one up. Not sure if I'll be live tomorrow night. We'll see what's going on, but I appreciate y'all coming in with your ideas and help. Thank you, Meat Puppet, for being up here, if you can still hear me. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, that's what you meant by down under. Got it. I know. I feel like I am way south, and everyone says they don't, for some reason, they don't think of Texas as the South, and I don't know what the deal is there. We're pretty far south. Y'all have a good night. God bless you, and please stay safe. We'll see you next time. Love y'all. Good night.